despite what you may all be thinking, no, I'm not talking about the power of Jesus. That is not the topic of this conversation. But I do want to ask a couple of questions. Have you ever wondered to yourself, what are my strengths? What am I good at? What do I bring to a room that nobody else has? I always say that for me, I don't often know what I bring to a space because wherever I go, I'm always with me. So I don't know what it looked like before because the second I walk in, I'm there. And I think it can be a question that we all ask ourselves. What am I good at? One way that we can figure out what we're good at and what we actually bring to a space is through what other people ask of us. So I often get asked, hey, can you come help me brainstorm this thing? Or I could really use your help because you problem solve like nobody else. But outside of being asked for help in certain places, another big way that we identify who we are, what we're good at, is by encouragement. And so today I want to ask you, do you have the power of encouragement? Do you bring the power to encourage people in their lives, change their perspective on what's possible, and brighten people's day? Because that's what encouragement does. Encouragement builds connection with the person that you're encouraging. It helps people to change their perspective on what's possible. It helps somebody to grow and to build their capabilities. And it brightens both your day and the person's day that you're communicating with. How does it do these things? Well, I want to share with you a couple of stories of my experience with encouragement in each of these areas. So how does it build connection? I recently started a project with someone that I had never met before, and they were my boss. And 1 week into the project, we were on the phone together talking through business, and he said, Alex, you've got great comedic timing. Now, that was the first time in my entire life that anyone has ever said how funny that was. So not only did it stick out in my mind, but also I like this guy 1,000% more because I can say, he's the guy that thinks I'm funny. And while it doesn't seem like that's a big deal, what he did in that moment is he made me feel seen, and he built a connection that even if I didn't like my project, I didn't like the hours, I see him as a cool guy that I want to work with. How does it change perspective on what's possible? Well, I have a friend who had RA, rheumatoid arthritis, and she once was telling me, well, I've tried changing my diet. I have to stop running because it's high impact. I'm trying to change my lifestyle so that I don't have the pain that it's causing me. And I just encouraged her. I said, well, PK said that his mom prayed for his RA when he was a kid, so I think you can pray about it and God can heal you too. And lo and behold, I was able to, in that one comment, change her perspective about what's possible for her. She no longer prayed for, oh, make the pain go away, or please God, let me be able to run and feel okay afterwards. Instead, her prayers changed dramatically. And then all of a sudden it was, God, you can heal me because you healed PK. And I'm happy to report that not only did it change her perspective of what was possible, but it actually changed what was possible. And today, she's healed from RA too. How does it help people identify and grow in their capabilities? Well, I have numerous bosses that have encouraged me over my years of experience at KPMG or even at City Church. Oh, well, you can lead people. You can lead a life group. You're friendly. That's all it takes. Or I have people that say, oh, you always just pay super close attention to what people need, or you ask great questions. And what does that do? It reminds me, oh yeah, I do those things. And it helps me to pay attention so that I can continue to grow and continue to ask good questions and continue to help care for and take care of other people on my work teams, on teams at City Church, and even in my family. And lastly, it brightens people's day. Both my day from being an encourager and also the person who's receiving the compliment or the encouragement. This past week, I was talking to a friend, and I told this person something that I thought was just really common knowledge and really an off-the-cuff thing, but it was that they were one of the most mission-driven people that I had ever met. And in the shock that I saw on their face, I realized that they didn't know this about themselves or didn't see themselves in the same way. And I could see the joy that it brought to their face, and then I took that joy back into my own life to feel so grateful that I could share that with them, something that was so easy for me, and brighten their day. Why does all of this impact you? Well, because we each have the power to change people's perceptions, to build connections, to help people learn and grow, and to brighten people's day just by being an encouragement. Do you have the power? I challenge you to encourage one person every day and be the power that you